Okay, hi all. I'm saying that again. Holy Spirit, from my mouth. Hi all. I've been having a little trouble trying to run this presentation, so bear with me. Um, share. Quick. Okay. Back up here. So this is a presentation that was based on a consciousness raising workshop part 2, which is why you'll see recap in a second. But the whole idea is to create a happy story with our mental state, because that's where limitations begin, is in the head. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is kind of a longer presentation of my other videos, so I hope you enjoyed. So to recap my other videos, just like Brene Brown, I believe that how we define our situations is paramount to how we see our world, and paramount to how we see we can be active agents within it. So basically, how do you define yourself when something goes wrong? Do you define yourself as limited, as disabled, handicapped, some way? Do you see yourself as resourceful, able to get through things, and or like everything's an adventure, which is why I point to this cute little picture. This was taken about a few weeks after I got my first electric wheelchair, this big thing with all the straps. So this little girl believed she could do anything. This was her spaceship. And so she could go anywhere, she could do anything. She was the hero of her own story. And then the ominous teenagers came in, and she began to feel like she was incapable, depressed, like all she ever got was negative stuff from her. All she got was no. And so suddenly the chair began to sit on me. And it took me a very long time, and I still struggle with it, but I now have a story that's like, okay, this has happened for the third time. But now it's like, okay, we can do this with learning new technology before this is and new experiences will help somebody out if they're nervous on YouTube. Um so so yeah, the stories we tell ourselves, and especially the stories we get from interpretations of what others say about us, mean everything. So I just want to ask that question for the next week. What story are you telling yourself? And this is taken from Brene Brown called Get Courage, which you can find on Netflix. What's the story you're telling yourself? And if it's an empowering story, keep going. But if it's a story, if I can't give that because, think about it. Is that just because you're nervous you won't find your resources? Or because you're actually able to find them? And if it's a negative story and it's disempowering you, like if this makes you feel like crap, then take one little AB step towards changing that story to something more empowering, and don't worry, I'll give you some exercises on how to give this. not gonna just tell you to do something and then go, because I do not like those moments. Ow. But one thing I do want to tell you, and one takeaway I hope you'll, well, one takeaway from this presentation I hope you'll get is that your story matters and you have earth-changing potential. Okay, so finding inspiration is key, especially if you're an advocate, especially if you want to make change in yourself as socially or globally. Finding inspiration to keep you going is paramount, whether that's historical figures like the man you see to your right, which I'll explain in a second. And without this information, our motivation to keep going when things go wrong dies. I mean, you might have a different experience, but that's definitely how it has been for me over the years. Like, if I'm not attached to, I shouldn't say attached, if I don't have the either spiritual or emotional inspiration to keep going, because if I don't have those markers to refill me, because as you said down here, it's food for the soul. Feeling inspired is food for the soul, so we can overflow and help up joy and inspire others, give that same spirit of social change. Then life becomes subsistence, or what a friend called it, cheese and crackers. So I really want you to have the banquet of life, as it says in uh, my faith tradition. Okay, love you. That was my mom, one of my inspirations, by the way. So, um, so having those inspirations, especially when times get tough, are paramount. Sorry for all my this is the first time I'm doing like a self presentation and give a spur of the moment. Um, but yeah, but feeling that sense of awe and feeling that sense of connectedness to something bigger, as Tony Robbins says, definitely propels you forward into the life that truly makes you feel fulfilled no matter what's going on. Now, who's this gentleman to the right? Probably thinking she's really nice, but really. So this man is just Mac. He was known as the Elephant Man. Maybe you saw the movie in high school, as I did. But he had what was known as Progus syndrome. And being that was the 1800s, he often got doors literally slammed in his face. People screamed. Like his family was lower middle class, I'd say. This is taken from a book called Measured by Your Soul, by the way, and I highly recommend you look it up. Because all the proceeds go to a cure for Pogus syndrome, which is what he had, which is a genetic disorder, which is what caused the lesions to his face that you see there. But despite all this, he was a man of great faith. He was a Christian, and he was, he forgave, he just believed in something greater, and he was very kind to everyone. Especially when he would literally forget about those who did him wrong. which sounds kind of cool, but it didn't get stuck in the difficult relationship he had with his father. He didn't get stuck because stepmom was from eighth, and but this grim fairy tale sounds like the sounds of things, like she was just mean, but he never got stuck on that. All Treves and his former manager could write about, really, other than the differences in facial features, was his strong moral character, and that's what keeps. He's one of the ones, along with J Fox and several others, that keep me going when, along with Jesus, of course, um, but people like that, or maybe for you it's art, or maybe it's a basketball player who was always out on the court 6 a.m., maybe 5:30. Maybe it's that. Maybe it's a great business entrepreneur. But you have to find those people, places, situations of inspiration that you can hold on to, so that when times get tough and in the external world, you can hold on to those those places, those people, those moments, and really strive to be an inspiration in your own life, and and in doing that, the people that inspire you can become the ones who inspire you to inspire others and make this world a better place. So I definitely ask you a good question. Who inspires you and why? And I don't need like a university essay, okay? But I need more than he inspires me because, just because. No. For what reason? Is it his faith? Is it her perseverance? Is it her strength? Is it his ingenuity? So, or is it his sensitivity to others? Like, it's just something you have to name it, not abstractly, but you have to name the characteristic you want to imitate, because it makes things so much easier to focus on building those muscles. A lot of motivational speakers note how personal growth is a muscle. You grow every day by practice. So if you remind yourself, for example, Joseph Merrick inspires me because of his faith and how he was kind to people no matter what happened, and forgave. Then that makes me strive to forgive others when I really just want to go into the blame game, which is easy to do with going to victimhood. I'm like, think of your brother. And the reason why I say brother is, of course, we're not born in the same time, but I believe that all those who are connected with us in kindred spirits give us inspiration, much like the Christian and many religions have their saints that we can pray to. Those who inspire you are watching over you. I sincerely believe that, and that's what gives me joy. So, thank you, brother, and enjoy me, and I hope you enjoy, and I hope at the end of these videos, or video, you'll tell me if who you think your soul family is and why. And I'm so grateful that you'll happy for you that you'll have these meetings, because honestly it will change your life. Um so next, the key thing is to have a morning routine. And I say morning because I know this is gonna sound like from a 1950s dietary school commercial thing, but positivity is the most important meal of the day. Like for me, if I don't start off with focusing on the good, through pain medication, or maybe for you it's exercise or taking a walk in nature, whatever it is, because have a morning routine where you focus on the the light, because there's a lot of dark stuff out there. And yes, I know for those who have clinical depression or any other mental health, this may sound really glib, and I'm not saying, oh, just think positive, just say affirmations, but I'm just giving you tools can maybe help you move slowly out of bed. And a couple of the things, when we say affirmations, I'm not going, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. I'm going, right now I value my story. And if that story is I'm sad because of the news, I'm grabbing the Kleenex box and that's that. Like, it's just one of those things where allow yourself positive, possibly is the wrong word. What you need to do is have affirming practices, something that makes you feel seen, heard. And if you don't do this with yourself, how here's a question: how do you expect others to see you? So, and again, your story matters. And for part of this routine, if you haven't got one, if you do, I just highly recommend making it like breakfast, or making it like something as important as brushing your teeth, because having this empowering practice is paramount to how your day is going to go. If you don't have empowering practice, you're not gonna get things done. You're gonna feel afraid, and you're not gonna want to push past it. In some days, you sometimes your action plan doesn't involve a blanket, and your favorite show is binging. That is totally cool, but it's because it has to be something that makes you feel affirmed, something that doesn't make you feel like, oh, now I'm with so gay, like. And if you need to affirmations, like I say, it doesn't have to be I'm happy. It can just be right now I value my story, or I value my emotions. I I acknowledge I'm sad, and I give myself compassion. Another thing, if you haven't got a practice, is the Serenity Prayer. It's really powerful. It was one of the first prayers I really learned. It was, and you can interchange God with whatever you prefer. But the prayer goes, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Because that will help you acknowledge, okay, there are things out of my control, there are small things I can change, and because sometimes we confuse things we can change, like people's actions, or things we can't change, sorry, like people's actions, with the way we respond to them. Because that's something we can control. And again, I'm not saying you have to be, oh, happy that this happened. I'm just saying you can go, okay, they're having a bad day. You know what? But I acknowledge that I can change my view about it, so I can untangle myself from the other person's pain and move forward. I can't help my friend or my family right now, but I can do things to detach and stay calm, which will help the situation. You know, something like that. And if anything else, if you choose one of these things, I would go with gratitude, because if you are grateful for at least one thing, then you're on the right track. And again, this isn't, I'm grateful for this happening. You know, sometimes there's a really big storm. Sometimes there's track. You know, I'm not asking you to paint over, you know, separation, tough times at work, things like that. Not at all. Sometimes it can be just as simple as I am so grateful for the Kleenex box because it's right here and I can use it to cry my eyes out. I'm so grateful for YouTube so I can just shut my brain off right now and not even think about what I don't want to think about until I'm ready for it. You know, so being grateful isn't toxic positivity. It's just being having a bit more of a rounded perspective so that it's so you can see a step forward in the right direction. And please, if you have positive practices that you do, please put them in the comments. And in closing, I would just like to offer a prayer of thanks. So Lord, however we see you, we offer thanks for this stories to come. We ask you for this strength to accept your serenity, to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed that presentation, and please let me know what you think. Please let me know what you think, and I'm so excited to hear your stories that may come out of this. Thank you, and please let me know how I get, because this is meant to be like a hopeful foundation for TikTok I hope to do one day, so please let me know if there's anything I can do to improve, what parts I can strengthen, and so forth. So thank you and have a good day. Evening, whenever you watch this. And I'm really sorry I don't have any like cool closing music. There's only so much I can do independently with recording and video. But I hope you enjoyed the Augustine. Sorry guys. Um Have a great day. God bless.